Hey team, today we're going to go over making a grooming or bathing appointment with Atlantis. So first thing you want to do is find your patient here at the bottom in the client section by clicking search for and putting in the last name and pet name. I've already done that. I've made pet owner here a client of ours with Good Dog, kind of like we do in Avamark, just for demonstration purposes to keep using. So here he is here, and then we go up to the new appointment tab for an existing client, and we click here, click OK through there. And if it's for boarding, you go ahead and search the dates that you're putting in, but we're focusing on grooming today. If it's with our bathers, you don't have to look into the grooming schedule, but say it is for a actual haircut, we would click on this book here to see who's available when. And Good Dog, he's got some longer hair, but really just needs like a little sanitary cleanup. So he's not going to need too much. So we'll look here. The highlighted green area is what's actively booked. We see that Mikhail has a little bit of time here, and Rachel is in yellow because she's not working today. So I'm actually going to look at tomorrow's date or a few days in advance. Once I click on the next date there, I can actually use my arrow keys and simply hit up or down and move through fairly quickly to see the next appointment date that I would want. So say I was looking for a particular groomer, I would scroll through looking for the next day that they have availability, or the date that the client wishes to have a grooming appointment. So once I found what I wanted here, you can look and click on each groomer to see who they have already booked. And then once you've done that and hit yes, it basically books it for you. You'll notice what's missing is the time. We always want to have an arrival time. It doesn't matter if it's for a nail trim, grooming appointment, bathing appointment, anacolin expression, anything that would need to go on the grooming list for the day so the bathers know who they need to provide services for, needs to have an arrival time. If it's pre-booked, we want to use 6 a.m. as a default. That way we know the resort opens at 6:30 Monday through Friday and later than that on Saturdays and Sundays. So we know that it's been pre-booked because it's earlier than the time we even open. But say it was the day of. If it's the day of, we actually want to put the time that they're calling in to come in or walking in and asking if they can have the services. So in this instance, right now it's 4:16. I doubt that we'd take many pets at this time, but just for the sake of being it, you would put 4:16 p.m. You can do it any way you want. The reason why we want to have this arrival time in here so that we know who was pre-booked versus who's last-minute call-in walk-ins, so that we can actually provide services to pets in a timely order for the time that they came in that day, or at least other clients have pre-booked appointments versus just calling in or walking in last minute. Most of those clients are expecting to probably have to wait a little bit longer and don't mind dropping off a little bit later and picking up later, something like that, just to make it as fair as possible. So again, I'm going to put an arrival time and then a note in here just of what you like to have done. If the client is asking for a particular time for the pet to be done, you can simply type in what time they would like them to be done. 4:16 to 5 p.m. is a little bit unreasonable, obviously, but I'm just saying for a timely sake, just to put something in here. Always have to click the green button here to save any changes. And I also want to add a little sanitary, so the amount of time. From my last video, you probably remember that the schedule means weeks, how many weeks in between the grooming appointments, and 35 being the time allotted to actually groom them. So in this case, you wouldn't necessarily have to put this at all. It's done for you, but if there was nothing here, it wouldn't mark out a time in the grooming calendar. So then you would have to put a code. Just wanted to go over a few of those little things with you guys to make it a little bit easier. Another thing we're seeing a lot of right now is pets coming in for daycare, dropping off at curbside and such, or in the front lobby, and asking to have an appointment made. We can do this, no problem. Just schedule the pet for daycare like you normally would, and then go ahead and booking that grooming bathing appointment along with it. Same way, same exact way with the groom time and out time if possible and who it's with, and then saving it. The reason why the time in is so important is that it makes a list, which I'll show you in the next video, so that we can have a web-based list that not only the groomers and bathers can have up-to-speed real-time additions as we add it to the web, but the CCS team, nursing team, all of us actually, as we're answering the phones, can know when these pets are done, and we can kind of see the process and where they are in the process, from not started to bathed to completely finished, and I'll show you how in the next video.